This is nice. In this video, I'll be reviewing BEIS's small carry-on bag. I'll be talking about the dimensions and features. We'll take a look inside the bag, so let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Kimberly, and this is KRod Collective, where I teach you how to travel solo, travel smart, and help you fall in love with Spain.
International carry-on bags are often smaller than the typical U.S. domestic carry-on bags. You can use a U.S. domestic carry-on bag for an international trip. I've done this many times. It's usually not a problem. The one criticism that BEIS would get in regards to their carry-on bags was that they were too big for international travel. You would see this complaint many times on social media and on different forums. So BEIS's response to this was to make a carry-on luggage that was smaller and more suitable for international travel. Insert their newest luggage, the small carry-on roller. Besides their mini roller, this is the smallest roller bag that BEIS offer. In addition to this, they also have the carry-on roller bag, which is bigger than this one, and a medium and large checked-in roller. At the time of filming this video, the small carry-on bag is priced at $248, and it comes in 7 colors. I think the color choices are really pretty, and I have the color maple. There is free shipping, a 45-day return window, and a limited lifetime warranty. The price does seem fair to me when you compare it to similar hardshell luggages within that size range by comparable brands. For example, Away's carry-on, Mono's carry-on, and July's carry-on light are all slightly larger than this bag. They're all priced at $275. Now, slightly smaller than this luggage is the Free Loop carry-on by Level 8, and that is priced at $229.99. So considering the size and comparing it to its competitors, I think $248 seems like a reasonable price. Let's talk about the outer dimensions and features. The exterior dimensions of this bag are 21 by 13 by 9 inches. On its own, without anything inside, this bag weighs 7.16 pounds. It has a polycarbonate shell with a vegan leather trim. And I find that this bag doesn't really have as much give as, say, my Away bigger carry-on, and it actually feels quite sturdy. I absolutely love the design of this luggage. It has these paneled sections with a beautiful matte finish, which really gives it a polished, chic, feminine look that I like. It has a double zipper with the BEIS logo on the handles of the zippers. There is a built-in side-facing TSA combination lock. You could set your own code, and it's great for security. I'm a really big fan of having locks, whether it's a TSA combination lock or it's a lock that you're putting on yourself. I'm a really big fan of having a lock on your luggage. There is a handle at the top and at the side. Now, I love having both handles, having one at the top and one at the side, because for me, it's one of the easiest ways to pick up my bag and put it in the overhead bin and also take it down from the overhead bin, because you can hold it by both handles and it just makes it really easy. There is no handle underneath though. Now, a unique feature of BEIS's luggages is that there is a weight indicator on the side. It's a clear window that will turn red once the bag hits 50 pounds. And 50 pounds is the standard limit for carry-on bags in the US. I'm a really big fan of traveling with a luggage scale, but this is really great if you don't have a luggage scale or you don't want one, but you still want to keep track of how much your bag weighs to know whether you're in that weight limit or not, just in case. Another unique feature that BEIS luggage has is the retractable bag attachment strap. This is a really cool feature, and it works very similarly to the J-hooks that professional flight crew usually have on their bags. So how it works is you pull the strap out, place whatever bag you have on top, close it back, and there you have it. This is a great feature, especially if your bag doesn't have a trolley sleeve and you don't have an accessory like the cincha travel belt, for example, but you still want to be able to take some of that weight off of your shoulder or off of your back and put it onto your bag. You have somewhere else that you can carry it instead of on your person. There is an extendable trolley handle at the top. I think it has to be one of the smoothest, most satisfying handle slides that I've ever experienced. It is awesome. One of my favorite things about this handle, and this is also another unique feature to BEIS luggages, is that it is cushioned at the bottom. It is so soft and comfortable. I remember the first time that I used this bag and I felt that cushion because I didn't know it was there. I was like, oh, this is nice. When I measured the trolley handle with the measuring tape at its maximum length, I got around 23 inches. I compared it to 3 other luggages: the Calpac Mini Hue luggage, which is an underseater luggage, the Monos carry-on, which is sort of like Mono's direct comparison to this luggage, although it is slightly larger, and then the Away Bigger carry-on, which is bigger than this one. When I compared it to the Calpac Mini Hue, the handle of the Calpac luggage was probably around 2 inches shorter. And when I compared it to the Away Bigger carry-on and the Monos carry-on, they were almost exactly the same size. There are 4 360-degree spin wheels. These are good for easy maneuvering in any direction, especially at the airport when you have all those people around you. And there is a logo on each of the wheels, which is a nice touch. So the wheels are Japanese Hinomoto Silent Run wheels. These wheels are also used by some other luggage companies as well, such as Top Designs, Optimus Luggage, Herschel Supply Company, and Quince. Apparently, they're known for having a higher quality, durability, and for being really quiet and smooth, which I love because I cannot stand noisy wheels. I also compared the wheel noise to the other 3 bags that I mentioned, and it's very comparable to the Monos. They're both very quiet suitcases, but I'm going to try to insert the audio here so you can kind of hear a comparison of what the wheels on the BEIS smaller carry-on roller sound like to the other 3 luggages that I compared it to. Okay, this is the BEIS wheels. This is the Calpac Mini Hue. This is the Monos carry-on. And this is the Away Bigger carry-on. If you're loving this video so far and you're finding it helpful, definitely make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel for more travel tips. Now let's talk about the interior of the bag. Before we get into the inside of the luggage, I do want to mention that this bag does come with 2 reusable bags. I also think all the other BEIS roller bags also come with this as well. One is a larger dirt bag and the other is a smaller bag. You can use these bags for dirty clothes, for shoes, for protecting nicer garments, anything you want, really. There is a clamshell opening, so it opens flat, which makes it really easy to pack. On one side, you have an open space with 2 compression straps. This is where I like to pack most of my clothing. On this same side, you have a removable compression flap. It snaps onto the sides here, and you can easily take it out if you don't plan on using it or you don't want to use it. Can I just say, I love the compression flaps in luggages. I know a lot of people don't like them. I have a friend who never uses hers and she's always taking it out, but I really love them. It's truly one of my favorite features in a bag. This one has a U-zip compartment on this side, and on the other side is a mesh pocket. In these pockets, I like to keep some of my thinner items like my fanny pack, any reusable bags I might have, like a canvas bag or my bagoo bags, along with maybe some folded plastic bags just in case I need them. The compression flap can be used with the compression straps to compress everything together down in the suitcase. On this side towards the middle of the bag, you have a small zippered pocket. In this pocket, you could put small items like a lint roller or a hairbrush. I like to put my deadbolt for my door. Next to that is an even smaller pocket, and I believe this is meant for an AirTag or a tracker. I love this because I always put an AirTag in my luggage, even if I'm just doing carry-on. And now with this bag, there's a dedicated space for that, so I absolutely love it. On the other side of the suitcase are 2 zippered pockets, which I absolutely love. One is more clear, so you could sort of make out what's inside, and the other one is just a standard pocket. You can put small accessories in here. I like to put my hairbrush, my mini surge protector that I bring on every domestic trip, and maybe my hair bonnet, sunglasses. You could put a ton of different accessories here. Along with the zippered pockets, there's a larger zipped compartment underneath. And this is where I like to pack my shoes, my toiletries, electronics, and any other extra items that I might need for my trip. And once you zip it up, everything is organized and in its place. So because this is a hard shell luggage, it makes cleaning really easy. You could spot clean with a rag and some gentle cleaner like Dr. Bronner's cleaner, for example, or you can use a magic eraser. You can also wipe down the inside of the suitcase the same way with the same damp rag, or if you have a mini vacuum at home, you can use that. It's just kind of lightly suck out the inside. Also, you could go outside if you have something like sand or some dirt, you could go outside and shake the luggage out that way to get any sort of dirt or grime inside out of it. If you do end up getting a lighter color, you may have to put in a little bit of extra elbow grease into some of the marks that you might get from just traveling. Now let's talk about some advantages and disadvantages to this bag. So one disadvantage that I have found with the BEIS small carry-on roller is the size. It is smaller, so space is limited. Now, while it's absolutely a great size for international travel, and it is compliant with most international airlines and their standards, it is a tad bit on the smaller side. As someone who tends to pack light to begin with, I have noticed that when I do use this bag, I don't tend to have a ton of space left over. So I have sort of reserved this bag for shorter trips where I need maybe a little bit more room than my CalPack Hue mini carry-on, but not as much room as, say, my Away bigger carry-on. So it's a perfect in-between size, but it is on the smaller side. So this is something to consider if you are naturally an overpacker. Another disadvantage that some travelers might find with this bag is that there's no outer pocket. Now, this is a common issue that some travelers have with hard shell luggages. At the time of filming this, the only bags that BEIS offer that have an outer pocket are mini roller and the front pocket carry-on roller, which honestly, I'm actually wondering if that bag is going to be discontinued because it's already discontinued in the black. And you can't really find it on the website unless you're putting it into the search bar. It doesn't show up, at least I haven't found it showing up under all of their roller bag options. So I would look into one of those bags if you're really interested in having that outer pocket is a must-have for you. Although those bags are not the same size as this one. Another disadvantage is that there's no expansion features. So if you are a BEIS lover, unlike any of the other carry-on rollers that they have, this one does not expand. So in my head, I feel like when BEIS designed this luggage, I think they were really on a mission to make something small yet functional enough for international trips. And I think making something expandable could have possibly taken away from that mission, especially if this is intended for international travel. I don't know. This is just my thoughts, but that's what I'm thinking. There's also no bottom handle. Now, I'm a huge fan of bottom handles on luggages. This is what you'll find with a lot of soft-sided luggages. Now, some companies have added a bottom handle or like a bottom grip with some of the newer editions of their luggages. Like, for example, Away. I know a lot of the newer Away bags do have that sort of like grip or handle at the bottom. I mean, it's not a necessary feature for me, but it is nice to have an extra space to grip your luggage, especially if you happen to put your luggage in the overhead bin handle first so the wheels are out. However, the BEIS small carry-on roller does not have one. Another disadvantage is that a lot of people have this bag. Now, this isn't a bad thing, but I do think that it means that you might need to pay extra attention to your bag when you're traveling. Make sure to have a luggage tag on it, make sure it's distinguishable, and make it so it's easy for you to identify it. Also, consider using trackers like an AirTag, especially since it has a dedicated space for it. People grab the wrong bags all the time, and if someone is carrying the same identical bag as you, it's really easy for someone to just grab your bag, not think twice about it until they get to where they're going. And then the last thing that I'll put as a disadvantage is that there's no dust bag. I love a good dust bag, I really do. I've noticed that a lot of luggage companies have now stopped presenting their luggages with dust bags included. I mean, for me, it just makes it very easy. You know, when you come home from a trip and you unpack, you spot clean it, you kind of get everything out. It's so easy for me to just stick it back in its dust bag and then put it into storage. I just think it's a nice touch. I know it's not necessary, but I like it. All right, so let's talk about some advantages of this bag. So one advantage of this bag is the design and the unique features. In my opinion, this bag is really designed well. There are some small, unique features that I feel like BEIS has added to the BEIS line of luggages that really make it nice for travelers. The dedicated AirTag pockets, the soft cushion handles, the smooth extension of the handle, the quiet wheels. I mean, these are things that I, as a traveler, really appreciate their detail in these areas. For me, it just really adds to the design and makes it really nice. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I really love the details and the nice little touches that they've added. Another advantage to this bag is that although it is a smaller carry-on bag, there are a lot of pockets and a lot of compartments to really utilize the space. Like I said, I'm a really big fan of the design and structure of this bag. I feel like they really utilized every nook and cranny to really make the most of the smaller space. From the double pockets on the inside to the double compartments on the compression flap, there is a lot of extra space to store smaller items, which leaves more room in the two main compartments to store your larger items and clothing. Although this bag doesn't come with a dust bag, it does come with two reusable bags, and I do think that's really nice. I also love that these two bags are not bags of identical size. One is larger and one is smaller. And as I said earlier, you can use these bags for anything. You can store shoes. And honestly, I think they come in so handy that you can almost just keep them in the bag and just have them as a sort of just-in-case bags in case you pick up anything on your trip or you need to wrap an item or something like that. Okay, so now I know I said that the size was a disadvantage, but I also feel like the smaller size can be looked at as an advantage. If you are someone who does like to pack light, who is particular about what they bring, and they don't want to bring too many things on this trip, I do think that this is the ideal bag for you. As long as you are strategic and you use up all of the pockets and all of the space in the bag, I think you'll be just fine. Now, I don't know how many things you'll be able to bring back. You have to be selective about that, but I do think you're going to be fine. And because the size is smaller, you really shouldn't have an issue with airlines regarding size. I mean, I have traveled with this a few times and I haven't had an issue thus far. And if you are traveling internationally, you definitely should not have a problem unless the overhead bins are just full and you have to gate check it. You know, I have to give it to BEIS. I really do. They have designed a beautiful, functional luggage. However, if you are still on the fence about this bag and you're trying to figure out your options and what your needs are, then feel free to check out any of these videos right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.